Agreed. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Hi, welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And
Jim Tramples.
Jim Tramples joins us once again.
Jim Tramples forever.
She doesn't get a character name because she's never seen this movie.
And
so we
she's
can't.
Jim Tramples.
And she's Jim Tramples now forevermore. As we wrap up our Summer Lovin' Month.
Yes.
With one crazy summer.
Oh, we've had one crazy summer, haven't we?
We
well,
have.
It's not over, but.
No, not by a long shot.
Just beginning.
And if you're anything like me, you confuse this movie with Better Off Dead.
Same.
And guess what? That makes sense, turns out.
Because
same writer,
director.
Same director.
Actors.
John Cusack being a cartoonist or a wannabe cartoonist. Right. I think Curtis Armstrong was in both. Was that the only one that was in both, though?
Oh,
maybe.
I don't know. I feel like there might have been more connections there, but I feel like the story should probably be enough.
Yeah.
And that was before this, right? Better Off Dead was in 85.
I think that was the first one. Yeah. They came out back to back. And then that guy only did a few other, and he's the animator, right? What was his name? Savage Steve Holland?
Yeah, Savage Steve Holland, and he got that from getting kicked in the teeth. Started calling him Savage because he took a kick to the teeth or something. I don't know.
I feel like he'd be more savage if he gave a kick to the teeth, but what do I know?
I guess he probably took it with style, perhaps, and they were like, "Wow, bro, that was savage."
And he did Kim said the Eek the Cat cartoon
Eek the Cat.
and some other,
which makes sense.
I said cat dog because I couldn't remember the name of it.
You said
Tessa
you
really
said Courage the Cowardly Dog,
yeah.
and then I confused that with
Something
Cat Dog.
about a cat and a dog.
Real answer.
We got
is
to it
Eek the Cat.
eventually.
Yeah,
from dog to cat dog
we looked
to cat.
it up. We did the research. We spent the time.
We got there eventually.
We did.
So no new patrons to greet this week.
Okay, well,
but that's
whatever.
okay. 2 weeks in a row, we had
fine.
a top dollar finest. So
it was an embarrassment of riches when it came
was.
to Patreon subscribers. So
let's get into this cast.
Okay, let's do it. We've got adorable ass fucking John Cusack.
Man.
Like so fucking cute.
Ever since we revisited Say Anything,
I know.
Figured out it totally holds up and that he was the best teenage boyfriend of all these movies.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just love John Cusack.
I know,
even more.
I do.
His politics currently.
I know,
love John
he's
Cusack.
still out there being cool.
He
So
could
like,
get it.
he could still get it. Even in that.
Even in them short shorts and the.
No, he can keep the shorts, but he needs to get rid of that boxy crop top, oversized orange collar flipped polo shirt that he
the
was
collar
wearing.
flip.
He can keep the shorts. The shorts are okay because he's a long drink of water.
He sure is.
But that shirt gotta go.
As Hoops McCann, which we will find out is a fully unearned nickname or an ironic nickname.
It's ironic. Isn't that ironic? Don't you think?
Demi Moore as Cassandra Eldridge.
And her name was Cassandra. Curtis Armstrong as Ack Ack Raymond.
What is that name?
It means something about artillery. It means
is it just like the sound of fucking?
No. It's an acronym, but I don't remember what it is.
Ack.
Ack acronym.
Come on, Kim, you're our military.
So it's not like an
right. You're our military strategist.
I carried a camera.
Joel Murray, Bill Murray's little brother.
He's
the
the
Mars
Murray.
attack.
What'd you say?
I was thinking the Mars attacks.
Oh,
yeah.
No, not that. It means something. It means like two things. One of them's a acronym for artillery, and the other
I'm the
one's
worst with acronyms.
I know. Well, I don't know it either.
And
I
military
forgot.
time. I hate
I
it.
looked at
Worst.
military time is the silliest
It's
thing.
so stupid. I hate it.
have to do math to figure out what
Yes!
fucking time
Why
it
do I
is.
gotta
That's
do math?
ridiculous.
Count on my fingers.
I do too.
Because when I talk to the cops for work,
I
the
do
cops give you
too.
military time, and I'm like,
My
hold
dad
on.
used to
God
always
damn
do that
it.
to me.
I'm like,
He's like
12,
1600. I'm like,
exactly.
Yes.
I'm like 13,
Yes.
14.
8
fuck. Okay, 7
that's
o'clock.
1800.
Yes, great. Thank you for that shit. It's like when people give you directions like with north or south, like get fucked.
No,
Get
tell
fucked.
me right or left. Tell
Just
me right
tell
or
me
left.
where
it's
to go.
overcast. I can't see where the stars.
I don't-
The stars.
I can't
Yes.
follow the stars. I didn't bring my fucking sextet. God
My
damn it.
compass.
I don't
I
have
left
it.
my compass at home.
I did.
Joel Murray as George Calamari.
That's right. And we've got Bobcat Goldthwaite
as
Egg
Stork. Egg Stork and Clay Stork.
Yeah.
The brother is Tom Villard, which we just
right. He was in My Girl. Like
He's been in,
he's
yeah, a
come
bunch
up
of
a couple of
things.
times, and I feel like there's more things than just that. Remind us.
Yes, remind us.
'Cause we'll
And
forget.
I feel like, did something come up about him recently? Did he die or something?
He died like a while ago.
Oh, it was a while
I
ago.
think we bring this up every single time, which is like,
Like,
probably
did he
like
die?
12 to 15 times by now that we've talked about Tom Villard, and every single time we talk
12
about it,
to
we forget.
15
I know it's not
times,
been that
that's-
many times. I know it's not been that many times.
Kristen Goelz, who was never in anything else, as Squid Calamari. She was in one other thing as Squid Calamari.
Right,
the
and
little
that
girl.
was is it Savage Steve Holland? His sister is in this movie. She's one of the girls that George picks up, and her nickname when she was a kid was Squid.
Squid, okay.
And that's why that kid's name is Squid.
Cute.
Anti-aircraft.
Anti-aircraft.
Damn it, I lost.
Oh no!
Anti-aircraft
Oh.
gunfire. So it's a quick burst of Ack Ack fire.
Okay, so it is like
so
it's not an
basically, instead of saying
acronym, it's a-
anti-aircraft, because
it's
that's
an
so hard
onomatopoeia?
to say. Yeah.
Ah.
It's
A heart
like
attack.
it's like Mars
It's
Attack.
a Billy Joel gunfire.
It's a Billy Joel gun.
Yep.
That's what they don't want to tell you.
And speaking of Billy's, Billy Bird
Perfect
as
segue.
Grandma Calamari
Good job. And she's come up
a few times.
in 16 Candles.
Yes.
And another recurring character on Doom Generation, William Hickey.
Oh, yeah.
Old man
Beckerstead. Yeah.
It was forever 99.
I know.
He was born 99 years
He
old. you guys.
was.
Him and Wilford Brimley. They're brothers.
Only Wilford Brimley was born 55.
Right.
Yes.
And
Younger brother.
William Hickey was born 99.
Yes, he was born with a cat in his throat.
Oh my God. Speaking of the Beckersteads, Matt Mulhern as Teddy Beckerstead
This motherfucker.
and Mark Metcalf, who you'll know from What Are You Gonna Do With Your Life from the Twisted Sister video.
do with your life?
And he plays that same character basically.
Yes.
And now his name is Aguia.
That's what I saw.
What the fuck?
Who the fuck?
If
Where
it
did
weren't
that
for the
come
fact
from?
that 5 other cast members were listed as like Aguia's maid, Aguia's,
Sure. I mean, it
Pool
said
boy, Aguia's-
Aguia Beckerstead.
but they never say his
What
name.
does that mean?
Aguilla, Kim. What's
Is that-
Aguia?
yeah.
Does it mean
You
something?
get rid of Ack Ack.
Now, right. Now, moving on.
A-G. What'd you say?
UILLA.
Aguia.
Aguia. John
It's a
Matu.
bug.
A bug?
Bug?
Is
It's
it
an
like a
insect.
lobster?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
kind of.
it's
Well,
kinda-
no, it's got
looks
wings.
kind of
It's gross.
mosquito-like.
I would explain his obsession with lobsters.
It
A
could.
snake fly.
A snake fly.
Mm-hmm.
Gross. John Matusak as Stain, who was Sloth in the Goonies, but he doesn't have that face on.
Right. Kimberly Foster is Cookie Campbell.
We already did that one.
Jeremy Piven as Ty. Trying to dry hump my leg.
I know. Bruce
He ate too
Wagner
much.
as
Never mind.
Uncle Frank.
We have both Rich Hall and Rich Little
Yes.
have a little moment in this movie. And what's the other gas station
Taylor
attendant?
Negron.
Taylor
And I feel
Negron.
like he's also come up before.
Yeah, he was in.
Short Circuit?
Well, he was in Biodome, but we didn't do Biodome.
We haven't done that one yet.
But he was in
No,
something
we were
else.
talking about him when we were talking about Short Circuit, I
True
feel.
Romance
Maybe.
or I can't remember.
Because I always get him confused with Balky Bartakamus.
Tyler
Oh,
Negron.
really?
For some reason, they have
Interesting. How
similar
good.
vibes.
How could?
How could?
And I used to confuse Rich Hall and Rich Little not because they look alike, but because their names were
names.
both Rich, and then the last name was a word. Like it wasn't just a last name. It was
Why is
Hall
your last
and
name a
Little.
word?
Well, you know what I mean. Like
I know,
it's
it's
like a
like a-
thing.
yeah, it's
like
a
a
noun.
noun. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like Rich Little was in everything when I was a kid in the 80s.
He was in a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
That's true.
And he
That's
seemed
true.
like an asshole.
Did we talk about Joe Flaherty?
No, I think Joe Flaherty as
No.
General
Raymond.
Yes,
And he's
R.I.P.
another one that's in
so many things.
all manner of things.
Yeah, and that's all I have for the cast.
Same.
And then I just have what I already said about why I confused Better Off Dead with this. It's
Right.
like it's not only it's the same. Oh,
Rich
go ahead.
Little's still alive. I thought he was long dead.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's good news.
Is he out there doing voices still? They're doing impressions.
Probably.
The man of
Was
a
that his
thousand
thing?
voices.
Different
Yeah.
looking face.
And then who's? Oh God, who is Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous?
Robin Leach.
For some reason, I don't know what it was. It was because Rich Little used to do a Robin Leach.
Oh.
And their names both started with R.
That
So
would
when I
make
was really
sense.
little,
Robin Leach, Rich
every
Little.
once in a while, I thought, wait,
Is he?
I was confused. I was like, wait, who hosts? No, is that Rich? Nope, Robin
Nope,
Leach. Okay,
nope,
because
yeah.
he did the impression, and so did Balky Bartakamus.
That's also true.
In an episode
He
of
did,
Perfect
and
Strangers, he did a
called
Robin
him
Leach
to take that house away.
Yep, when they got the house that was too
I'm surprised at
expensive.
this point you guys haven't started a Perfect Strangers podcast.
Just like on
That's
the
our next-
side.
You
That's our
Kind of
next step.
started
That's the
that
evolution.
Silk Stockings one, and then
Stockings, talkings, which would be fun to go back to, but then we figured out how it ended, and I was like, no.
I know we didn't want to
No.
get past the third
No, we
season or
didn't.
whatever it
We
was,
didn't.
second or
When-
third season.
Exactly.
Well, we only cover.
We
up
only
until
come up to we edge silk stockings.
Edge it.
edging silk stockings,
Edging
silk
silk-
edgings.
Silk edgings. Bitch.
That came up in the Discord recently too,
Patent
because they just put silk stockings up on one of the streaming platforms. So
Yeah.
somebody in the Discord was like, "Oh, silk
Oh,
stockings,"
hey.
but someone who didn't know we used to do stockings was like, not. They didn't say anything bad, but they were like, "Oh, what?"
Well, they
I don't
better
remember.
not.
They were like, "What is this?" Or I don't remember what this is, or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, we used to do when there used to be a platform where you could stream video and talk
Right.
over it." Like we started buying fucking furniture.
Oh, I know.
We
got
have
things
these
that,
pink
like,
chairs that were
went
for
with
stockings and like neon palm tree and flamingo
it went
lights.
nowhere. But
Went
it could
nowhere.
always. We still have the chairs. We still have the flamingo.
We do.
still have the palm
Everything's
tree.
around somewhere.
So
If
never
you guys
ever
want
know.
stockings, bring it.
You just let us
brought
know
back.
if you
let
want
us
that.
know.
You want that? We will do it.
So anyway, has absolutely nothing to do at all
No,
with One
because
Crazy
right
Summer.
now we have an animated opening.
Yes, we love an animated opening. Now I don't know why John Cusack's cartoon persona is a fat rhino.
I don't know.
I'm like giraffe, maybe,
It
or
was
like
probably a thing that maybe already existed.
maybe
that
Savage
was
Steve
like
Holland's
yeah.
main character was a rhino.
Yeah.
But you would have thought I should have asked my mom because my mom collects rhinos.
Oh, that's right.
Do you remember this movie with the animated rhino? I didn't even think to ask her.
No. No. Or probably surprisingly, yes.
Right, because it
That
had
would
a
make
rhino.
the
one
sense.
thing
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
like that one thing. Oh yeah, I've seen that
Remembers.
like 100 times. She's got it on a loop. She's got a little tape
I love this rhino.
squirreled away. I love this rhino.
So John Cusack narrates over this cartoon
Right,
about
a
a lonely
lonely
guy looking for love. And the fuzzy bunnies who are always making fun of him and bullying him. And then it pans out and you see that it's John Cusack drawing
Right.
this
he's
comic or
animating
this animation.
comic. This is his thing.
And now, did he have
He's
a
in
box
high
of
school.
64 Crayola crayons? Are you telling me he was coloring these cartoons with Crayolas?
Hey, the box of 64 in this time was like
Big
that's high
money.
class.
In 1986?
Big money.
I feel like you would not be coloring your cartoons
Well,
with
I'm far more
Crayolas.
surprised that they're all in high school. They're just now graduating from high school.
Yeah.
It's also the
It
surprise
was
to me.
the 80s.
I thought it was college.
Nope.
And then it was all generic high school.
Generic high
And I was
school is
oh,
where they
shit.
Are
graduate.
you
They-
40 years old in the 80s?
Right?
There's a
They
high school
live
movie
in
for
the
I
you.
mean,
town
like he's
of
got
generic.
those long eyelashes, but shit. I mean, I guess it was I guess he was right for the time.
Did you notice the cat litter box?
No.
So it pans over and there's a cat litter box. And on the side of the cat, it's like the kind with the covered.
Yeah.
And on the side are all these little placards of taxidermy animal heads.
Oh no, I didn't see
Stuck
that.
all, it has to mean something. Like it has to be something Steve Holland really did or,
Oh,
or knew
no.
somebody who really had this, but they had decorated with like I think it was like mouse heads, like that the cat had eaten or something.
Oh.
And so it was like small rodent heads that
Right,
were
like
like
their
in little
trophies?
like little trophies decorated
Okay.
all over the side of the litter
Okay.
box.
I mean, if the cat was working for it, I would be like, there
Right?
you go.
Stick it up.
I mean,
Stick it up
especially
there.
if it eats it.
Yeah. And it's graduation day.
Yes.
And his mom washed his cap and gown and shrank it.
Well, you know how many people wear those things? This is
But
rented.
ew, like you're only gonna wear it for a little while and you wear it over your clothes, Mom. Relax.
I know. That's also true. That's also true.
And his buddy George, which is Joel Murray, they're
Right.
sitting during graduation and he invites him to come up to Nantucket for the summer.
Right. And
with
are
him.
they doing like armpit hugs? What is this thing that they're doing? Like what? It's kind of weird.
I don't know.
But he's got to work.
But yeah, he's trying to get into the Rhode Island School of Design. He can't party. He's got to do this illustrated love story, and he knows nothing of love. Because he didn't get his basketball scholarship, and we will find out why.
He's sitting there while he's doing his comic in the room with his mom when she comes in, is that he's trying to make a basket.
With his crumpled up paper.
And all of the papers are
all
outside of the trash can, like not a one a piece.
So once again, Hoops is apparently an ironic nickname because he ain't good at making hoops.
No, he is not.
So they go out. So it's graduation. Everybody throws their hat in the air. The dude gets hit in the head and like passes out. Just some random other student.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what that had to do with
It's
anything.
just wacky. It's just a
set it up
wacky
as this is a
80s
wacky
fucking comedy.
Exactly.
Like it's just
like we're just gonna let you know right off the bat. Do not take this movie.
No.
I think the taxidermy heads on the cat litter box. If you didn't notice
That was
your
serious.
first clue. That this is not a serious film.
Well, this whole thing is not.
This is not a film.
No, this is just a regular movie.
But it's fun.
It's a flick.
So everybody's got like their graduation car gifts. But first of all, his friend has this car and he's talking about how he's not a
not a loser anymore.
Loser.
He's responsible, but he still has the Christmas
tree. So this is June.
Dead
and he has
and
a
rotting
dead Christmas
with
tree.
tinsel.
Yes, with all the decorations still on it.
That would denote it as a Christmas tree.
Strapped to the top of his car.
Yeah.
And everybody's getting their graduation car gifts and they get to Hoops's gift.
And what
is
is
a
that?
street sweeper.
Yeah.
His mom bought him a street sweeper because he didn't get a basketball scholarship.
You could make a little money with that.
So he's going to be a street sweeper now.
I mean, I'm sure that cost a pretty penny, though.
And he sees that and he's like, you know what, Nantucket? When do we leave?
Nantucket? Fuck it.
I'm
Let's
getting
go.
out of here. So they just have to pick up George's sister, which is so bizarre. So you're telling me these two 17, 18-year-old high school graduates,
right,
before they head out to Nantucket for the summer, go pick up the 8-year-old little sister from elementary school and her sick dog?
Well, because fucked up dog. Because they're going to the grandmother's house.
That's true.
Like
it is grandma's house.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to a party house out there.
But
They're
would you
going to
trust George to take his little sister to Nantucket?
No, but that's his little sister. Like
It is the
You
80s.
never ever.
Those
That's
parents
also
are just
true.
like, bye,
whatever.
Summertime.
They don't
bye.
even know she left.
They don't know. So he warns him. He reminds Hoops, don't ever talk about her dog.
Right. Don't mention this poor fucked up dog.
So they get to the
Boscoe.
to generic elementary school.
Yes.
And these little shithead girls. First,
I know.
Squid walks out with her Ron and Nancy lunch pail. Sorry, Squid,
Yes.
but you get
No.
docked for the Ron and Nancy
Although I
lunch pail.
kind of like maybe it's also an ironic lunch pail.
Maybe she was
Maybe she's
had an advanced sense of humor.
right. Maybe she just thought it was funny because it was kind of a funny lunch pail.
And she takes Boscoe to school with her. She takes this sick dog to school with her in his cone with all his bandage. And he's not even that ugly. There's nothing wrong with that
No.
dog other than it's wearing a cone.
It had like ear surgery or something.
It's
There's
a
nothing wrong with the
scruffy,
fucking dog.
long hair kind of dog, but it doesn't look disgusting.
The dog is fine.
They make it sound like it's the dog from The Fly.
Oh, why would you bring up the dog from The Fly? I don't like
Fly
thinking about the dog
2.
from The Fly 2. I don't like that there's like a pristine
But
laboratory
if you
and
listen
then
to
one
the way
tunnel.
these little girls are making fun of this dog, and later other people are
I
making fun of
know.
this dog, and I'm like, there's nothing
It's
wrong
just a
with this
regular
fucking
ass fucking dog. Well, I do love that these girls are making faces at this dog.
Which we used to say this was a
Your
thing when
face
we were
will
little
get
kids. Your
stuck like
face will
that.
get stuck like that when you made faces, ugly faces
I
at
always
people.
tried so hard.
I know. I wanted to get my face stuck like that.
Well, the crossing guard tells these little girls because they're doing,
If you get
pulling their
slapped on
nose
the
up like a
back.
pig and pulling their eyes down. And she's like, if someone slaps you on the back, you'll get stuck that way.
And they're like, yeah, whatever. And then they're doing it, and here comes Squid and just
Slaps them both, and they
stay like
get
that.
stuck that way. And not only do they get stuck that way, the little girl's Cabbage Patch Kid doll
Yes.
gets stuck with a pig
Even.
nose and sallow eyes.
Even
like,
because your Cabbage Patch doll was supposed to be a reflection of you.
yep. So now their faces
Oh,
are
no.
stuck that way.
Oh, no.
And they run out in front of George's car and scare him
Right.
and Hoops. He's like,
Oh shit! What the fuck is that?
and
Is this
she
the
hops,
brood?
Squid hops in the back like, yeah. She
Yeah.
only speaks one time, I think, in the movie, and all she says is she yells Boscoe.
Right.
But
she's
like-
very quiet, but very.
But she does all the
child.
acting with her face.
She gives you face.
She does.
I don't know whose child that is.
I don't know, but she should have kept acting, I think. She only did one other
she should
thing, but I
kept
feel like
acting.
she had a promising career.
Yeah, I feel like it was promising.
So the first stop is Woods Hole Salvage, which I don't quite know why. I guess just for gas? Because that's all they did
Sure.
there was get gas. They weren't at the salvage yard.
No.
And Demi Moore in her fucking
Oh, I know.
fringe jacket.
I know.
So I forgot I hadn't watched this in a while, and at first it said some hippie, some long-haired hippie,
Yes.
jumps a fence in a fringe coat, and then I'm like, oh, that's Demi Moore,
Right, of course.
because she has those little braids
Yes.
happening.
What do they call them? Corn husks.
Yeah, that's right. He says, what do they call them? Cornhusk
It's like,
braids?
first of all, no, none of that. But
And she's hiding cash in the bathroom paper towel dispenser in the men's room at the gas station.
right,
When Hoops goes in, he doesn't see her.
No,
he
he's
goes
in-
in to pee,
yeah,
and these biker gang rolls up, and
Right.
the wig on fucking Stain.
what is this wig?
What is happening? A
That
silky
came from Party City.
purple wig.
Not even Halloween, not even Spirit Halloween. That
No,
came from
Party City.
That came from Alan Party's Supply, R.I.P.
That was from a Corn Silk Kid. That was from
Oh no! Why would you?
the punk rock Corn
Why
Silk
would
Kid
you?
collection.
Did they not have that? I feel like they
I feel
did.
like there might have been. I definitely had at least one Corn Silk Kid.
They sewn together several Corn Silk Kid wigs to make one large enough that would necessitate Sloth's entire head.
I have to mention, I don't know if I still have her, but I have to mention my Corn Silk Kid. I gotta give a shout out.
I gotta give a shout out.
First of all, she had hair like when we were just watching Mama's Family,
Yes.
and when what's her name's hair was blowing away in
Yes,
the breeze in
yes.
Hawaii, she had those bangs that were curled back and short. Only she had a long Corn Silk ponytail, but around that Corn Silk ponytail,
like
she
the
had
little
a little fringe of
Yes.
curled permed hair.
like
she had
so many of them did.
glasses.
Of
I
course.
loved this shit. She had these
know.
little purple framed glasses.
They had to be.
and headgear.
No,
Girl, she had a headgear with a little Velcro strap with the little Cabbage Patch Kids symbol sewn into the side of the strap. And then she was wearing like a little satin purple frilly dress with like lace.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
the most amazing
I
Cabbage
was
Patch
so
Kid.
confused. I'm like, what are Corn Silk Kids? And all I was getting
It's
was
a Cabbage Patch Kid with
Kids.
corn silk hair.
Yeah.
They had
Instead
shiny
of
instead of
yarn
yarn
hair.
hair. There was a whole line of
that
corn
explains
silk.
why this one doll has the same hair as that little shit neighbor kid from
Yes, Harriet.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the
Uh-huh.
hair
They-
mine
yeah,
had kind
fucking
of. It was
that
like
bang-
Harriet.
Whatever, yeah.
the little short
It
bangs,
had a bang
but
band.
a long ponytail.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
yes.
the difference. Is the
But
real
see if you
hair.
can find corn silk with glasses and headgear.
And
Yeah, that's what I'm-
headgear. That's extra
Fucking-
special.
I never saw anything like it again.
So was
She had-
this Cabbage Patch Kid a reflection of you?
No,
Who got you?
no, but I saw.
know.
No, I picked it out
What must
because
they
it
think
was
of you?
so crazy that it
I
had.
was like, this was the wildest.
This one
Cabbage
needs a
Patch
home.
Kid I could find.
Glasses and headgear. I
Wow.
want this. It's like Joan Cusack in fucking 16
Yes.
Candles.
I bet you that was the inspiration.
Probably.
She was like, "Can I get one with a neck brace?"
It had accessories.
I know we had things.
I was like, it comes with accessories. I have to have it. It's a. I think it was the only corn silk kit I had. Yeah.
Well, also that too, because those things sold out quick.
Yeah, the silky haired ones.
Well, all of them. Cabbage Patch Kids were like a fucking rabid feral moment there.
I
for a
always
second.
forget how ugly Cabbage Patch Kids were.
They are. They're
They're
like.
so terrifying. And those heads.
I know.
Legend
Dead
has
eyes.
it that
So
very
painful.
first year they came out, there was, the frenzy.
Right.
The frenzy. And my grandpa walked into a Toys R Us, and over the heads of a crowd of women, reached over and plucked out a box, and it was literally, I said, I want a bald-headed baby
And it
boy.
was
and
that.
he picked out a bald-headed
You know
Picked
what?
up a Trixie
boy.
Mattel.
And I don't know.
Yep.
And I don't
Only
know
his name
if
was
this-
Nat Allen, and
Nat
I
Allen.
still have it.
I almost wonder if this is just like the kind of lore that dads and grandpas
'Cause you
sell
have
on
one too?
themselves. Because my father did like almost the same exact thing. Like went in the frenzy
And found it.
managed to pull me twins.
Oh, twins.
Twins.
I got the first year I got Nat Allen, and then the second year I got a Cabbage Patch Kid preemie. Remember when the preemies came out?
and they smelled like little babies.
Yes.
oh God.
And mine, and that one I still have too. And she had a
Yep.
little bonnet, only and she had a little
Just
hair
like
tuft, like one little tuft
one
of
little,
hair
like,
on top.
or Care Bear little. Yep.
Only it was yarn, so it was just like sticking up.
3 little loops
Under
of
her little
yarn.
bonnet.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway,
I'm not finding one with the braces.
I'll
trying
have
to.
to
It was
look.
the
I'll
only
have
one
to
in
look.
existence,
I
and
know.
now it's gone.
Yeah.
I gotta find it. So yeah, so the biker
I
gang
found a
rolls
kid
up.
in a foot brace.
Oh,
Google is not
that I
helping
haven't
me.
A little
seen.
club.
Oh no, an
Cabbage
actual
Patch
kid.
Oh,
That's-
just
yes.
Not a Cabbage
And
Patch
also
Kid.
a stalk of corn. So yeah,
Oh,
this,
because you're looking up corn silk.
I guess
Wow.
I need to do Cabbage Patch Kid brace instead of Corn Silk Kid brace because I'm getting some wild results.
So the biker gang comes into the bathroom and they find Demi squatting in the stall.
Where did you think they thought you went?
And now I'm confused about this whole thing because she's a singer.
Right.
That's what she does. She sings. So why this biker gang thinks she has their money? How was she involved with the biker gang? And
maybe she robbed them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe she really did rob them.
And so Hoops is trying to get out of the bathroom.
Did she leave that money there?
Well, she put it in the paper towel dispenser and then was hiding, but I don't really get what her plan was, that she knew either she or the money was going to get found.
Right.
I'm
Because
unclear.
then he found money and
then
then
Hoops
he
starts trying
threw
to
it up
dry
in the air.
and they just left that money. They just left the money. So
maybe that was the money. She already made the money to pay the fucking mortgage, but then was all, oh fuck, this motherfucker threw all my money at
but
the
she wasn't upset about it.
No, she wasn't.
So now Hoops throws the money, they take off in the car, and suddenly somehow Cassandra is in the car, even though she was still in the bathroom when they ran out.
Yeah, somehow I was like, did she get in the car?
Yeah, somehow she snuck in the car.
Take off with the whole gas pump, not even just
they're dragging the gas
this is
pump behind
the land
them.
before the detachable things, before so many people took off. I'm always so paranoid.
Make sure that pump is put away.
I am so paranoid that because the only the closest I've ever gotten is taking off with the cap
still off. Yeah, I've done that, but not with the pump.
Not ever with
because I don't walk away from the pump.
No, I sit there and I watch
for it to be done.
I wait till it clicks off.
Yeah.
But
Orange mocha frappuccino.
We have gasoline parties around here.
Jitterbug.
We gotta do that one.
I know.
That's on the list, I think.
It should
I'm pretty
be
sure
because I watched it the other day and Dave was like, "What are you watching Zoolander?" And I was like, "Yep." And
Of course.
It's still so
I'm
good.
laughing my ass off. Laughing my ass off.
So Demi introduces herself. She's Cassandra, and the ferry's already leaving to Nantucket, and George is like, "That's all right. We're
We're
just
gonna
drive
make
real
it."
fast." And he fucking launches this
Yes.
old station wagon or whatever this is.
It's like a Cadillac, a long.
Yeah.
I thought it was a hearse. I told you I saw that car
because it was
today.
so dirty. It was hard to tell.
literally that same car, but white, down at the plaza. That's when I fucked up because I was texting and driving and I shouldn't be doing that because I was trying to
archived my text messages.
I was so wrapped up in what are the fucking odds? I have never seen that car around town.
And now you would see
I've
it
seen
in
Dylan
public.
McKay's car around town.
Oh, weird.
All the time. But I have never seen this car before in my life. And there it was, long as fuck, crammed up in the little sideways parking spot. I don't even know how it managed.
So he manages to launch this giant car with no ramp or anything.
No.
He just drives so fast that somehow he makes it.
Right.
Hey, flying car.
Oh,
I mean, only for a second.
That's
We got
where they
another flying
landed.
vehicle.
That's where they landed. There is no blue moon, but there is a flying car.
So he jumps his car, makes it onto the ferry, but Stain is not so lucky. He crashes into the water and comes up with all kind of fish in his wig.
I know they're stuck on his spikes.
And now that's the last we see of these guys, right?
Right. I don't think we see them again.
It does
I
not
think
become a
that's it.
thing where
They
she's-
never make it to the island.
Well, if they go back to the gas station and pick up all that money, that's their fucking money. And what's their complaint?
Why are they still chasing
You got
them?
your
Why
money
didn't they
back.
stay there and pick up the money?
And George is like, this is going to be a great summer. And everyone in the car pummels him because what the fuck, George?
Right? Well,
Just jumped us onto the
first,
ferry.
we forgot to mention that Hoops does not like boats.
Oh, yeah. Hoops does not like boats.
He does not dig
Well,
that.
and you'll find that out right now when he's on the ship because he's
Right.
hiding in the fucking lifeboats.
Well, he's like, why didn't you tell me? And he's like, Nantucket's a fucking island. How
Like,
did
of
you
course
think
we
we're
gotta
gonna
get on a
drive to
boat, yeah.
Nantucket.
So now we get another animated segment with the rhino on his quest for love. He gets sucked into the cold, dark sea by an octopus and never finds love. And this is Hoops is sitting in the middle of all the life rafts
thing, yeah.
drawing. And Cassandra comes up and asks if he's all right. Are you afraid of the water? And at first he's like, no. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I'm afraid of the water.
I don't like it. Yeah.
And so she tells him her whole deal that I'm going to help my grandfather. He's having some money problems. That was the money.
Okay,
And
so
she's
that
not
was
mad. She
no,
mentions-
she's not. But
That money was supposed to be towards paying
I
my
guess you
grandpa's
saved me.
mortgage.
They
but you
probably
saved
would
me.
have
They would've-
murdered me.
Yeah, who knows? And then those ugly kids, the kids that Squid slapped their backs, are randomly on the ferry.
Yes, and they're scaring everybody.
Scaring everyone on the boat because they look like, oh God, was it a Outer Limits or was it a Twilight Zone?
Oh, Twilight Zone with that. Yes.
Where they look like that with the nose stuck up.
Isn't that the one where they get the surgery and it was like, now you look like everybody else?
Or you look like the mask, or like they had masks, and when they took the mask down, they still looked like those masks.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I feel like
With
that's
the pig
it.
face. Yeah.
Yes,
right.
like
And
a
they're
pig
like,
face.
oh, we're gonna fix you and make you
It's
beautiful.
like Pee-wee's
Yeah.
tape face,
Yes,
but like extra ugly.
And all the nurses have
And we also forgot to mention that at this moment, George is sucking on a chili dog.
Outside the taste freeze.
Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a
What
chili
does
dog.
that mean, you guys?
Oh,
Why?
that's-
Sucking on a
This
chili
movie.
dog.
Who eats a chili dog by sucking on it?
Get off all the
chomping
juices?
on a chili dog, eating it. But I guess that's the only thing.
Munching on a chili dog.
There you go, munching on a chili dog. But sucking on a chili dog.
No, not sucking.
because
Sucking.
it's such
Sucking on a chili dog.
And he holds it up to Hoops. Hoops is like, what the fuck?
No.
He throws it in the trash. Only he misses again.
Cannot
This is
make it.
terrible.
Cannot make it.
So the Stork brothers are
Right.
waiting on on Nantucket.
Sure.
And they put on their I'm with stupid and stupid shirts, and they're pissed because they're broken because they're standing on the wrong side of each other. And so the I'm with stupid arrow is not pointing to the other one because they're not standing on the right side of one
Surprise!
another.
They're both stupid.
So Bobcat turns around, like so his back is facing, and now it's pointing the right way.
Stupid.
So they're friends. They're old friends of George's. So they meet him there, and we see that there's this trailer with this giant dolphin with rabies.
Right.
That
Foam.
says Foam 2.
Right. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's that movie they're filming here. It's that, the one with the giant dolphin with rabies. I guess it's supposed to be like Jaws.
Yeah.
Filmed on Martha's Vineyard.
Small
Stuff
New
like that.
England town.
Yeah.
So they're going to be working security on the set, they tell him. So
Yeah.
now here comes this Ferrari with the, tell me what the license plate says, Tessa.
Oh, my God. I had a fucking Jamaican me crazy moment because I was like, Kool-Aider. Kool-Aider. Because I was thinking of Culado. Like
Culado.
asshole. Like, whatever. I was like, oh, maybe he's like, it's not really Spanish, but maybe that's a different language that means asshole in slang. And I was
No,
like,
it says,
stupid
"See
bitch. It's see you later.
later."
See you later. His Ferrari is so fast that he will see you later.
And
not Kool-Aider.
He pulls right up into Hoop's legs, like fucking crashes into the back of his
Right?
calves.
I know.
And then this blonde preppy dude, Teddy, gets out and silently mouths to Hoops, he's like, don't touch my car. And Hoops is like,
what?
he's like, you fucking touched my car. And he like picks him up by the shirt collar and is like, he hangs him up on the catch of the day sign on the
Right?
dock. And his girlfriend gets out like, Teddy, honey, and she has his little animal cracker
She's like,
box.
you need your animal crackers. We got to go to the boat.
Yeah, she's like, honey,
Here's your crackers.
did you forget? And he comes over and just like snatches those animal crackers out of her hand.
What is his deal? It's because that's his dad. It's because his dad is from the Twisted Sister video.
Yeah.
That's what that kid
He gets
grew
no
up.
approval from
He
his father.
never rocked.
No.
That's what would have happened if that kid's never rocked.
And then you find out
Oh.
his little buddy is, what'd you find
Sorry,
out?
I just realized Savage Steve Holland animated the Whammy from the Press Your Luck
no whammy.
He animated those
Oh,
little dudes.
shit.
Okay.
Wow, he's been a part of my
Claim
life
to
longer than I
fame.
thought.
So the Stork, Jeremy Piven comes out.
Your
And so
boyfriend.
He drags the Stork brothers over by their fucking ears or whatever to
Right.
Teddy. And he's like, oh, they got to tow this. So they're supposed to tow this new boat. So Teddy got this new boat for their regatta and they have to tow it back to his
Right.
house. So Teddy's girl is giving Hoops a flirty eye, even though he's hung up on the catch of the day
know.
fucking sign.
Cookie.
And George is like, now that's some tuna. Ew.
Ew.
George.
Come on.
George.
George.
And weirdly, this is going to end up being a fucking double breaker
It
from
might.
One Crazy Summer, but it's time to take a break.
Well, it is warm in here.
So we'll be right back.
Okay, Garth, we have 25 seconds to encourage people to listen to the Least Haunted podcast.
I thought you said we had 30 seconds.
That's because I had to say we only had 25 seconds. That took 5 seconds.
Okay, well, I could do 25.
Now it's 20.
Oh, we did episodes on Atlantis, the Mine Apocalypse, Headless Horse People, Stonehenge, the Kraken, Genital Magic.
Garth, we don't have enough time to list all of them.
Okay, well, so the important thing is we heavily research spooky, haunted, paranormal topics from the perspective of two skeptics in a fun podcast every other week.
Well, I do all the research.
And I listen.
Be like Garth.
Be like me.
And listen to the Least Haunted Podcast.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back, and we have arrived at Grandma Calamari's.
Yes, and Grandma welcomes them in. Her furniture is all covered in plastic, as it always was in the 80s.
Of course. Wood paneling.
And she gives Squid a little bear she bought for her, and she feeds it to her dog. Like the
Yeah.
dog just swallows it whole.
Fucked up dog.
And so he takes his hoops, or he takes his hoops.
Takes his hoops. George takes his little hoops.
To meet Uncle Frank.
Yes, who has been waiting in this smoke-filled, empty room.
It's just a little table, a phone, a radio, and 1,000 cigarette butts.
Right.
And pills.
And pills,
Like
so he
uppers.
could stay up like
Yeah.
Trucker's Choice.
Because he's in there listening for the radio competition
Right,
to win $1 million.
$1 million, which was like a lot of fucking money.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, what are you doing in here? Get out
What
of
are
my
you
fucking
going to
room."
do with your life?
Wrong guy, though.
No.
So they head into town, and Joe Flaherty owns the Army Navy surplus, and he's their buddy Ack Ack's dad.
Right. They go there looking for their buddy Ack Ack, and they see him leading his troops. Is
Yeah,
that what
his Boy Scout troop.
troops, I guess.
That's what he does now that he's a retired general, I guess. And he lectures them about having no direction in life and talking about Aki's going to join the military. And they're like, has he
Okay.
met this boy? All
Right? Does he know him?
And he's like, oh, Aki's out on the beach collecting shells. They're like, that sounds more like Aki
Right.
to like be collecting shells only.
It's artillery shells.
shells.
Like, what
It's
beach
insane.
is this?
He's
Do they do
Normandy.
this in Nantucket?
57 millimeter fucking
Surely they don't do this in Nantucket.
while they're exploding shit.
Right.
He's out there
He's
like
out
it's
there
the war.
collecting 'em.
Because his dad can make, what is it, like
$12 a shell.
for him to collect these empty shells.
$12 a shell.
But then he finds this broken doll and gets all sad about.
Oh, but the price of war.
And George is like, "Are you sure you want to be a Marine?" Like,
A Marine.
I don't know, man. So they take off. They pass a funeral, and Cassandra is at the graveside. And I don't know what Hoops was thinking.
I
here.
know he was gonna pull up.
He's
the
gonna
funeral
roll up
of
to
her
the funeral,
grandfather.
and he backs into
The
really loudly the
pastor's-
pastor's car.
and sets off the alarm. Whoop whoop.
Like, what
Whoop,
was the
whoop,
big
whoop.
plan with you in your beach shorts? Like, what were you gonna?
You were gonna
You
show
were gonna
up at
walk
the-
up to this
right?
funeral
with your pals in this Cadillac with the Christmas tree on top. Are they not driving this car around
Yes,
still?
yes. This
Which
is super
the
obvious.
axle was not broken when they flew it from one dock to
No, it
the
was
ferry.
fine. It was fine. So now Daddy Beckerstead, or Aguia Beckerstead,
Peckerhead.
Peckerhead, is brought a lobster. So he's all set up with his own little personal table with his boiling
Right.
pot and his stethoscope.
He's got a fascination or a
With
preoccupation
lobsters, yes.
with lobsters.
And they bring him this lobster to boil himself, and he puts the stethoscope
So
in
he
to
can
hear
hear
it scream as
Isn't it
boils.
not even screaming? It's the
It's the
steam
pressure of-
escaping
yeah.
from the. I mean, it's still like kind of fucked up that you throw him in there.
Yes,
living.
that is fucked up.
I don't care for lobster.
I'm not a huge fan. I love crab.
I like crab, but I don't care for lobster.
And now, do you remember? I think I told you this. My youngest kid, a couple years ago for his birthday, he always loves a huge
yes.
meal, right? Mm-hmm. So we go to Red Lobster, and he'd never picked the lobster from the tank.
Oh,
That's a feisty one. I'll have that one.
So he picks the lobster from the tank. Well, what neither he nor I knew, because I've never ordered.
never
the lobster,
also.
is they bring the live lobster to your table and say, "Is this the lobster that you
So,
chose? Because we're about to go throw it in a pot
do
of
you
boiling
wanna
water."
eat Jordan
sure
here?
you want to murder this
And he
creature?
gave me this look. So now he had wanted the 2-pound lobster, and I'm a cheapskate, and I was like, "You're like 15. You don't need a 2-pound lobster. We'll get a 1-pound lobster." But when I saw the look in his eyes when she brought the living lobster to the table, I said, "You know what? Can you put that one back? Can we get the 2-pound? And could you not bring it back to the table before you kill it?" And she was like, "Okay." So
Okay.
he scored the 2-pound lobster, and he did not have to meet it before.
Bamboozled.
And that 1-pound lobster got to
Bamboozled.
live another hour or two. Who knows?
I know it was eaten shortly after.
Yeah, but he did devour that entire. Not only
Well,
did he
he,
eat the
like-
whole 2 pounds of
That
lobster
boy
and all
loves
the
himself
sides,
some seafood.
Yeah.
he then was eating off me and his brother's plate when he was done
boy
with all
loves
of that
himself some
food,
seafood.
and then had the birthday dessert.
Wasn't it the
cheddar
following year
biscuits.
he ate like that massive bowl
the
of
seafood or the
captain's
captain stew or something like that, and it was like clams, oysters, crab. It was so many things. It was like every
sea
fucking
creature
shelled
you could
creature.
put.
You guys
Yes.
got to take him out to the beach for his next birthday. Well, his birthday's soon,
He'll
isn't
be
it?
18 next month.
What the hell?
shit.
Two
No
grown ass adults.
fucking
Weird.
way.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yep.
I can hear myself rot.
My mom was talking about taking him to the casino where they have that $50 unlimited meal, and for an extra $20 you get a pound and a half of crab claws. She's like,
He loved
because
it.
you know what? He will eat every
Oh, yeah.
fucking bite.
He's got to get one of those bibs.
He would be
Yes.
like Templeton the Rat at one of those
Yeah.
buffets.
Orgasborg.
Yes. That's a
He
pretty
will
good
eat it
gift.
all.
Let me know. I'll chip in for like
Right?
a
For
gift
the-
certificate
I'll
for
buy
that
you
or something. Yeah.
A couple legs.
He'll love it. He'll love it. So meanwhile, while Dad's eating this lobster, or not even eating it, just
No,
killing
he's
it,
just killing
Teddy
it.
is over there doing laps in the pool, and his father wants a word with him.
Right. He said, but I'm doing my laps, Dad.
So he pulls him up out of the pool by his ear. Are you ready for the regatta? Because if you screw it, you know we're out. Grandpa is not going to
he's
buy.
over there wheeling around old William.
Yeah,
Hickey.
he keeps like wheeling
that guy.
past in his wheelchair.
Yeah, he's going to cut him off.
Right. If they don't win the regatta every year, he cuts them off financially. So they have to win. And he's like, you'll have to work. Please, I'll win the regatta.
Yes,
Just don't
you'll
say
have
that
to.
word. And he drags
Work,
him.
bitch.
He drags him over to the side of the pool where he has this full Beckerstead
Yes, he's
Estates
made these
condo
little-
development model.
I know. I kind of love it just because it's like a miniature model.
Yes,
But
of
I hate it
course.
because of what it represents.
And they start talking about Cassandra's grandpa's property, which they want, and
They
he was
needed
behind
to
on
make his
payments.
lobster restaurant.
Yeah, he crumples up one of the house models and replaces it with the Lobster Log restaurant.
Lobster Log?
I thought that's what it said.
It did.
Log.
It did in fact say that. But why?
What is a lobster log? Is that a
Is
dish
that what
they
you
serve?
produce after eating so much lobster?
Probably.
You make a lobster log?
Like tiny little sushi pieces.
Well, that's disgusting. It's like when you get the sushi boat.
They arrange it with the lobster and then the little pieces behind him.
It's got little crabs that pinches you on the way out.
Your kid would love that.
So Cassandra and Hoops take a walk on the beach, and he's sympathizing about her grandpa, and she's telling him about the house, and she's got 1 week to come up with $3,000.
Right, but it might as well be $1 million.
Right, but I'm gonna try
Like
to
that
get some
sounds reasonable
gigs
to me,
and-
but
Yeah.
I live in the future.
Yes. And he finds out she sings, and she finds out that he draws, and she
Right.
wants him to draw her something,
Gorilla or me or a
Me with
gorilla
the
and
gorilla.
Marie. A gorilla and me.
which he has to draw the rhino first and then erase all the features of the rhino
Right,
to make it a gorilla.
That's weird.
So
But
she
it's
loves
like this
it.
whole little animation.
Yeah.
Like there's more little animation bits throughout this whole
Yes.
movie, which I love.
And she likes it. It makes her smile, and she thanks him for cheering her up, but she's got to go. And
Because she's
it's-
wearing these shoulder pads on the beach. She's got to go. It's getting heavy.
all of her outfits.
They've like soaked in probably the sea air, and now it's like
they're wet now. My shoulders are heavy.
my shoulders are wet. I'm like Sisyphus.
She invites him to come by later, and then she walks off, but he looks down, and he's now
Can you
sunk
help
in
me?
the sand up to
He's-
his calves.
Quicksand.
Always.
Quicksand.
He's like, "Call help, Cassandra."
is this part of the? This has got to be one of those things that contributed to
The 80s quicksand.
Or fear of
thing.
quicksand.
Yeah, the 80s quicksand fixation.
Artex, no.
So back to Uncle Frank, who's now trying to take a bath while also not missing what's going on the radio.
Right. He like falls on the soap and explodes.
Well, first he
out
takes
of
the phone and the radio in. He's got
Right.
a great idea. I'm just going to take
Sure.
the phone and the radio into the bathroom with me while I get in the
Right.
bath. And yes, he slips on the soap, falls into the tub, and explodes out the window to the water below.
Right.
But he's fine.
Sure, he's fine, but how
Later,
long did it
he's
take
exactly
him to
the
get
same.
back up there? They could have played
Right?
that jingle while he was flying through the air. That's probably when the
missed
first
it.
time it happened.
Right? So now the boys are hanging out on the beach, and they've got George buried up to his neck
And he tells the boys like
to
you
go
know,
check on Hoops because
cheer him up. He has a tendency to wallow.
So they go over. So Egg puts a chair over George's head for shade and hands this kid his kite, which he immediately flies up into the air.
Right. Just
And you hear like somebody like Billy,
Billy?
or whatever his name is.
Right.
Like, where'd he go? So they go check on Hoops. They give him a beer. And meanwhile, George is like getting pissed on by a dog under this
like
chair. All this shit is happening.
So he's stuck under there. And here comes Cookie with a gaggle of French.
Yes, bringing back the French cut.
French cut.
She comes up to Hoops like, oh, remember me? Like my boyfriend hung you on the fucking catch of the day sign yesterday.
Yeah, I remember you.
Well, could you help me and my girlfriends carry our boat to the water? And he's like, yeah, sure. And the Stork brothers are like, that sounds like work.
Do you have
to
anything
me.
you are heavy for me to
Bobcat through this whole thing as they're carrying the boat. He's like muttering shit about, oh, you want to scoop your driveway for you too? You got anything heavier for me to carry? And they forget about George.
Right. He's still stuck under this
So
chair.
this large man sits down on the lawn chair.
With this fucking heat rash thigh pussy.
Oh my God. And he's eating so much food.
And chili straight out of the can on the beach.
And like a family, not even a family size.
No, it's like
a restaurant size vat of
where
chili
you have
con
to
carne.
use, like when you go to the Shining Hotel and you've got to open that gigantic with the hand crank that's C-clamped.
And I was really surprised they didn't show the actual fart. And instead it just cuts
It just
to
alludes
chili con
to-
carne and then the ambulance
you
comes.
know what's about to happen.
And nobody wants to give George CPR
No,
because he
because
smells
it
like
smells like
fucking
fart.
chili farts on his
He's
face.
probably got like the worst case of pink eye.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
After that, yes, I can. That's exactly how it happens.
Conjunctivitis.
His eyes and mouth were probably open.
Oh.
So he got it like the taste in the back of his mouth.
Because he was
never
trying to
went
get
away.
that chicken in his mouth when the
I
guy
know
was like
he was
swinging
trying
the
to
drumstick.
he was trying to eat the chicken.
He had his
How could you have your mouth? No,
wide open.
no.
But he saw the chili coming though and was like, no, not
That's
chili.
true. I
Anything
would,
but
like,
chili.
Try to bury myself further
Deeper.
because I would rather suffocate in sand than die like that.
So now Hoops is at Cassandra's telling her all about what happened to George today. And she invites him to her gig.
Right at the Dewdrop.
Oh, wait,
Inn.
we forgot about the Cookie asked him out.
Oh,
so
that's
after he
right.
took the boat, she's like, oh, come sailing with us. And he's like, nah, I
No,
don't do
I'm
boats.
good. I don't do all
and
that.
She's like, well, let me take you to a movie.
I'll be there at 8. I'll pick you up at 8.
Because he's like, no, isn't that your boyfriend, Teddy? And she's like,
Right.
whatever. He's busy tonight. I'll come
he's
pick
at
you
a
up.
reception. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'll pick you up at 8. And she doesn't take no for an answer.
No.
She just leaves.
So he goes to hang out with Cassandra, and she's like, "Oh, I've got this gig tonight," and he's like, "Oh, I'll be there," and then he's like, "Oh, fuck."
He's like, yeah, I'll be there in the front table. I'll be there in the front row and like count on it.
But he's got to go back to Grammy's for dinner, and she serves them all dinner, and then she brings him a bill for
Yes, she
$15.
brings the check. Well, they all talk like he's all no. I'm gonna go see Cassandra. Like I don't want to go hang out.
He
with
does
Cookie.
not want to go out with Cookie.
No, but the
Because
boys,
John Cusack is the best 80s boyfriend.
No,
He never wanted to go out with
Well,
Cookie.
he resisted for a minute, but then he gives in because they're all telling him, well, don't you want to help Cassandra?
Yeah,
Like,
you need to talk Cookie into being on Cassandra's side.
Like that was ever going to work, but hey.
And they're
at
like,
least
well,
he
watch out
resisted.
for Teddy. Like the Stork brothers work for them. Like they'll keep an eye out, and if they see him leave, they'll
Right,
call me,
then-
and I'll call you, and I
we'll
got
figure
your
it
back.
out, and you can get out of there.
And so another animation sequence of the rhino getting torn apart by Godzilla Teddy,
Yes.
and he's like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Whenever-
Like I really don't want to do any of this. And then he decides that he's not going
right,
to.
he's going to see Cassandra,
And
but when he opens the door,
there's Cookie Bee.
he's
There
like,
to
ah!
Cookie Bee. Oop. There to Cookie Bee.
So Cassandra's hitchhiking to the gig, and him and Cookie pass her
And
by, and he's like,
"Hey,
"Wait,
do
I
you
know
wanna
her.
ride
Pull
or
over."
whatever. And she's like whoosh on
She
the puddle.
splashes her with this dirty
I don't
ass
pick
puddle.
up hitchhikers. And Cassandra with her mouth open.
I know.
Everybody has their mouth open.
So now Clay is guarding the costume truck for Foam 2.
Right.
When
and he's
Egg
looking
comes
through
to
that-
like,
Right. Dad needs you down at the gas station.
and so he goes to take over the costume truck, and he reminds him, "Don't touch the props in the prop
Right.
truck." He's, "Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
really
like I would
fucking
really
gonna."
touch anything like that.
And then immediately looks in like,
Yeah, I like
actually,
that. I like this, like that.
definitely going to be trying on all of these costumes.
Right. Well, Clay also reminds him, like, you need to.
Right, we're watching out
an
for
eye
Teddy.
out. You need to make a
You need to
call.
be so and so at 9:00 at this place, and make sure that Teddy's not leaving this reception.
But Egg is dressed up in a Godzilla costume.
Yeah, we're
at
not
9:10.
quite there yet, but so we're back to the drive-in where
Yes.
she has taken Hoops to watch either Chainsaw
Let's
Date
all
or
go to the
Hemorrhoids from Hell.
lobby. Let's all go.
And the
to
Let's Go to the Lobby song
lobby.
is playing, or the animation.
Yes, I did write down the hemorrhoids from hell. I wonder which one they saw.
And Hoops is wearing his Jumanji dad hat.
Jumanji dad. Yeah, he's hiding. She's like, are you okay?
He's got like branches in
He's
front of
like,
his
"No,
face
I'm
in the
fine."
car.
He's got a safari hat and shades, and he's hiding behind bushes in the passenger seat of the car. That's what I'm talking about. This ridiculousness.
Oh yeah,
This
it's like
screwball
over the top.
ridiculousness, but it's like it's funny still.
Well, and it happens often enough that it doesn't pull you out of the movie.
No,
it's
it's just part of the movie.
It's just that
Yeah,
ridiculous,
right.
And he asks her again about Teddy, like, is that not your boyfriend? And she's like, yeah, he's busy.
at a
And then he has
reception.
martial arts
Yeah.
class. And
What?
he's like, whoa.
Vang Su, what was it? Vang Lu
I can't
or
remember,
whatever?
but he like leaps out of the car and falls on the ground.
Right.
Like, let me go get some popcorn.
I'm
I'll
gonna
be
go
right
get
back."
us a treat.
So
That's
Jeremy,
what the song was about.
Jeremy Piven sees him get out of Cookie's
Isn't
car
that
and is like,
McCann with Cookie?
I'm called. And
He
how did
calls
they
him
know
to
his
narc-
last name? McCann? They don't
I
even
know.
know him. All they know is they hung this dude up on a
doesn't
catch
even
of the day
go
sign.
here.
How do you know
They
it? We
researched
never
him?
even heard his last name until now.
I didn't know who the fuck he was
Who's
talking about.
McCann? Hoops McCann.
Apparently, he's named after a protagonist in the Steely Dan song "Glamour Profession."
Hoops McCann?
Yep,
McCann
that's where the
is
name
all
comes
right,
from.
all right.
In the song, he's a basketball player. So that's the link.
Hoops.
Well, yeah,
So maybe his folks were just like
really
folk
big
music.
Steely Dan fan.
Well, I guess it's not folk music. Steely Dan. Steely Dan.
So now, of course, now Egg is in there. He sees the Godzilla costume. He can't help himself.
He's gotta
gets
get in
this
there.
Godzilla
Okay,
costume.
I think I've seen this.
You
part.
have seen
this.
this. part?
This
where he
not
gets
the
in-
movie, but I think
You just this
I
part,
definitely
at least.
remember Bobcat as a Godzilla. Yeah.
Well,
And he's like lurking around this
cartoon,
thing in the
right?
bushes, like trying to get snacks.
well,
and when
he
he's trying to
notices
pour,
it's after 9. Like, oh,
Oh,
shit,
right.
I gotta go down.
but he
to
can't
where-
get out of the costume. He's like
No,
locked
so he
into
has
this
to
Godzilla
go
costume.
in the costume, and he's lurking around in the bushes. And this guy, it's fucking what's his name from Big Trouble in Little China?
Yes,
guy that
the
Mr.
Asian
Fiend
banker
or
guy.
whatever,
Yeah.
I was like, who is
Yes,
he?
I was like, is that guy from Big Trouble in Little China?
Yes.
He's like the friend of the
Eddie.
yes,
I feel like
Eddie.
it's-
I think
yeah.
that's right. Yeah. So
Donald
he's,
Lee.
So he shows up to this reception where this guy is the banker who's there to like give them the money for this
Right.
new estate development, but Godzilla's lurking in the bushes.
And here come Grandpa again with
the
a full
stogie.
stogie.
He's always fucking shit up with that stogie.
No, he just was he buried in a gigantic stogie? 'Cause
He should have been. He should have been.
But he.
He's
face
dead
right now.
He's
My
still
face right
99
now.
years old.
I love how every time I do that, Tessa
was like-
totally buys.
I do. I was like, really, Kim? Jim.
And this is where the gas station attendants who are grandma pulls up to the gas station and
Right.
it's Rich Hall and,
Taylor Negron.
Yeah. And they're like making fun
They're
of the
reading
dog.
Mad magazines. They're like, you want us to put him out of his misery? Like,
He looks like one of those medical
I'm not going to be
experiments that
able
went
to
astray.
sleep tonight knowing that dog exists.
And Granny apparently didn't need gas that bad because
No,
she
'cause she's
decides
like,
I can't wait. And she goes
with
to
her
pull off,
rolled
but
down, just like Mama.
like Mama and Mama's
just
family.
like Mama today in Hawaii.
Her rolled down legs.
Eggs. But then Squid rolls their ties up in the window and they get dragged. Are they dead?
I know you don't ever see what happens to them because she does not roll down that window. They get dragged
No.
off with the car.
It was giving me like a Lawnmower Man gas station.
It's because Tyler Negron also looks like
Oh shit.
Jeff Fahey.
Jeff Fahey.
Jeff Fahey,
a little bit.
Who is not Yahoo Serious. But they have similar hair.
Yes.
That one time.
So Cassandra shows up all soaking wet for her gig and it's empty. Hoops is not at the front table like
he's
he
not
promised.
there. No one's fucking there. There's like 3 people, but she seems to have a pretty decent set.
Yeah.
Like they have a synthesizer.
She only has that one song.
Well, yeah.
It's the only song you hear.
Well, they couldn't. They only gave you a taste because you have
Just
to
a
wait
little
until the
taste.
end.
So Hoops finally brings back snacks to Cookie and he brings back like a 20-pound bag of popcorn
garbage bag filled with popcorn.
to stick between them so she stays
She's like,
away
you got
from
my
him.
popcorn, and she eats all of it.
She eats all of it.
He's like,
She
"You
weighs
have a
108.
healthy appetite.
It's all popcorn. That's all she eats.
That's so much fiber.
It's like negative. It makes like negative weight because it's air pop.
Her poops are so
Yeah,
stiff.
float away.
Oh God, her poops are solid
All
kernels.
floaty.
Oh God.
She actually, when she shits, it's like pop, 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 pop.
So Jeremy Piven calls Teddy at the party, and so Godzilla's seeing this from the bushes, like,
Right,
Teddy's
like
getting a phone call.
Right, he sees him get the call.
And that's when Grandpa throws the stogie and it lands right in Godzilla's mouth.
It's like a full,
It's
how
a
many
full
of those?
thing? He took like 2 hits and threw it in the bushes.
Right? I don't need this.
So he comes rampaging out of the bushes
Of
with
course,
his mouth
'cause he's on
smoking,
fire. He
and
can't
he
get that.
tramples the fucking estates
Miniature
model.
estate. Oh, I love this so
It's
fucking much.
so good while he's just screaming and raging.
Oh, they should dub over Godzilla movies with Bobcat.
They should. And so Hoops is still trying to leave the drive-in, like, okay, let's go. But
right.
she's like, well, I want to go like watch the moon rise or whatever.
Right.
And he's like, fucking whatever, fine, let's just get out of here.
Well, because then they see that scene in the movie where like, are you with my girlfriend?
I'm gonna chainsaw you.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, well, I guess let's go watch instead of this.
And George goes to find Egg and finds just his like scooter there.
Nobody's there, and he's like, well, I'm going to teach you a lesson, and he takes off on the little motorbike.
Yes.
Because no one's there anyway. He's not.
No.
Whatever. So now everybody is converging upon the drive-in. Is this not because they're going up? They're hiking.
Well, first they run into Ack Ack's dad is on the beach with his troop
telling this gory stuff
about what to do in a plane crash.
To do?
They're supposed to be rescuing survivors of a plane crash.
Sure,
So
but
he's
there's
giving
nobody
this very
out there.
graphic description of like what you would find after a plane crash and what the bodies would be like.
Oh
and
my
whatever.
God, there was a thing that I looked at on accident and I was like, why? And it was like pixelated out, but I was like, what is this that I'm looking at? And I'm like,
Oh, that's
oh no, ow, 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 ow,
No.
ow. I don't do that
Blur it,
rotten.com
blur it.
shit anymore. I don't do that rotten.com shit anymore.
No, I'm too old for that shit.
I can't.
And Ack Ack walks up to his dad, and he basically is telling him like, "You got to leave the house because you didn't join
Anybody
the
that's
Marines.
not going to join the armed forces.
No cowards in this house.
I don't house cowards.
They're armed forces.
They're armed forces.
Not welcome in my house."
No, I don't like. Oh my God, I don't ever welcome the armed forces.
And now Cookie drags Hoops out to this clearing to see the moon, but he gets
Right.
whapped by this branch and rolls down this hill, and the scouts find him.
Save him!
And in 10 seconds have him wrapped up like a mummy in
Right.
bandages.
And then she's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
And
They're
they
like,
take
"Save
off after her.
And now everybody's chasing. These kids are chasing after them, and she runs into Teddy.
Right, Teddy and Ty almost
Who is-
run her over. And she's
Right.
like, "Oh, they're chasing me." And he's like, "Who?" And he's like, "Hoops, it is."
McCann and his weird friends.
And like, why would you do that?
But she made like a little smirk. Is she that bored?
She is.
Yeah.
She's super bored. Mm-hmm. And so so everybody goes to the dewdrop. They converge
Right,
at the
they
front of
all-
the
yes,
dewdrop
they're
inn.
all
He
there.
gets there trying to get to the show, but it's already closed. And he's like, shit, too late. And then Teddy and the boys roll up.
And yeah,
Egg rolls up.
He's
Clay.
there,
They help
everything,
Egg
they're
out
all
of the
there.
suit.
Mhm.
And then they're about ready to beat their ass when Cassandra comes out of the shadows.
right. Like I don't think so.
I bet.
$100.
$100. He's a better athlete than you in basketball. And Hoop's face is
He's like, please don't do this. Please don't do this.
I don't know why my name is Hoops because I'm terrible at basketball.
I don't know why.
And he's begging her, don't, please don't. And she's like, no, no, no.
My name is who?
And now I'm sorry. These terms are unacceptable to use
I know.
Ack Ack as a hoop, though.
Right?
This is not
They're
how
just gonna
basketball
put-
works.
no.
Because the
And
bounce
they
off
took-
the rim is not the
They
same
took
from a man's
street
arms.
light. It seemed like they took a street light
Down
was it
or like just an outside light off the
I don't know what they
in
did. But
down and they hung him up.
right. I don't know what it is that they fucking
That's
did. But
not a
he has
fair
to-
game of basketball.
No, and what are they they're playing horse?
Right, it's just making shots from
Right.
one spot.
From the other, and they don't even have to like match the other one really.
And of course, Teddy makes every shot, and then
course,
Hoops
and
is
Hoops
like,
can't do
miss,
it.
way miss.
And even
Ack Ack's even
is
trying to
help.
reach to like
Yes.
get the ball, and it's still nowhere close.
No help, no love.
So Teddy takes their money and is about to beat them up anyway.
He's
when
like,
she's
I'm going to
like,
commence the beating. And Cassandra's like, you know what? No, I don't think so. He's like, what do you know, karate? She's like, no, I know Tao.
and he's like, who's Dow?
Is that martial art? She's like, no, that's the creator of Mace.
And she maces them all, and they all run off. And Hoops runs after her and thanks her for saving them.
Right. And she's like mad at him, but she's
She's
like,
mad.
well, we're even.
She's like, yeah, no big deal. I guess
Right,
we're
you
even.
save me, I save you. That's it.
And before we finish this movie,
We gon' do it again. One crazy summer gets two
crazy breaks.
breaks.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
Back to the beach.
Back to the beach 2 weeks in a row.
Back again.
And Clay's got his video camera on the beach while they hang out.
They're having fun with Egg over there. Like, these are the toes.
He's doing like his dating video or whatever.
He's making a video for Quentin, that little freak.
And Ack's telling George about getting thrown out of his house. And he's like, you can stay in my grandma's house.
Right. It's totally fine for her rates are reasonable for not her family.
And Hoops sees Cassandra handing out the saddest flyers.
Oh my God.
Ever
She just
seen.
typed it up single spaced on this fucking.
Just right in the center of it. Why even an 8x10
Cassandra
sheet of paper?
Eldridge.
8x11.
August 1st at the Dewdrop Inn. Be there.
And he's like, I want to help. And she's like, you can help by buying a ticket. And he goes and sits down and he's like, you know what?
I know what I could do.
I can fucking help. I'm an animator. So he makes, George fucking gets run into by the rabid dolphin prop.
Yes, and he ends up, because he chases some gal out into
in her
on
French
a floaty. French cut.
And he gets run into by the rabid dolphin and this thing pops and he
sends him flying back underneath.
Like that same
another
chair or a different chair that's very similar.
And here comes Rash Pussy again.
And this time they remember him, but too late.
I know
the ambulance is back.
And they're arguing again
about giving him CPR.
Been, ass blasted by Rash Pussy.
Oh God,
Rash Pussy!
So now Hoops draws this cartoon and he enlists everyone to help him badly color it in.
I know, you have a
with
little
colored pencil.
Oh, it's not even the box of 64.
No.
Yeah,
nope.
That's how you know it's trash. It turned out pretty good.
And they make this animated ad that they play on a little projector over the drive-in screen and piss everybody off.
Everybody's fucking mad about it, even though they're just watching Hemorrhoids from Hell.
Right? It's fine.
Relax.
You can have a little corner taken up with this cute little animated ad.
You really want to see a hemorrhoid from hell?
No, I don't.
I sure don't.
So they go out, they flyer everybody up, they put flyers on Boscoe, they're handing out papers, and Cassandra gets handed one on the street.
And she's like, oh, what the fuck is this? And it's this super cute flyer. And this is when she sees little John Cusack in that fucking outfit.
Orange, yeah.
What is this shirt? Where did he buy it?
That's his preppy basketball shirt or something.
I know, but did he buy it from the Short and Fat store? Because it's a boxy, batwing sleeved polo shirt that's orange. It looks like a creamsicle, and he's got the collar popped. Collar popped.
He's a cool guy.
Well, he can keep them shorts.
I typed in John Cusack, and it's John Cusack.
No, that's not him.
Fuck Google.
That's not him.
And for some reason, they stick a flyer on the Beckersteads door, which bad idea.
Why would he go all the way up there knowing an alarm is going to go off?
And she's trying to raise money to fight against the Beckersteads who are trying to buy her property.
They're trying to not. They're enemies.
And they announce it even on the radio news when Uncle Frank's listening to the radio. It's Cassandra's show.
Everywhere. It's gone viral.
It has.
It has gone viral.
That little animated
on Nantucket.
Clip. So now Teddy is behind the lobster target. His father is shooting a crossbow.
Well, he's doing this stupidly. He has to spin the wheel, but he's
standing up behind it. Yeah, every time.
Whatever, and he's gonna get it in his eye if he's not careful.
And his dad shoots that flyer over at him that he found on the door. And
what's this?
This is and he has no idea. He's like, I don't know who the fuck
what
this
the fuck
is.
that is. He's like, well, this is trouble.
This might ruin our plans for our restaurant. If people show up to hear her, she's gonna make some money.
I can't have my lobster log. I can't have my lobster log.
Put the lobster log on the other end of the fucking property, bro.
I know.
You could have crushed any one of those model homes and put a lobster log there.
Cheddar Bay biscuits, because if you don't even have Cheddar Bay biscuits,
right,
you can keep your
lobster log.
Keep your fucking lobster log. I don't want it if there's no Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yep.
Hot butter.
So Teddy has been instructed to stop her from singing.
Yes, you need to stop this from happening.
So Ack's packing up.
Sure.
Ack's packing up.
Heading
out. Packing up and heading out is petting out.
Sure.
And he
when
heads
Ack
over
is doing
to
it.
the Stork's garage.
Right.
And Egg's comforting him with this story about this little fat boy.
This little fat
who
kid.
Had this sad life.
He's like,
and he had
fat
this twin.
Kid you? He's like, oh no, I used to live to kick his ass.
Yeah, I used to beat that little shit up. And Clay's like, isn't that a beautiful
nice
story?
Right, because he talks about there was a twin. And like, even though the twin was like several minutes earlier, and
It's their exact life story.
I know. And there was like, is this you? Like, no.
So now Hoops is hanging out with Cassandra while she gets ready for her gig, and he's trying to hype her up. And she
Right.
hits him with the door, and he just, for no reason,
Like, they're about
this
to
has
kiss.
nothing to do with anything.
No.
And he
it
goes
knocks him
tumbling
right
down
out of-
the stairs.
Sure. And like, okay, well, I'll see you later.
So now the Stork brothers are watching the Lobster Log truck. There's already a truck with lobsters. It's not even a fucking restaurant yet. So it's a chain. This is like got to be a chain.
It must be. It's just it's a lobster delivery on the. Are there no lobsters in Nantucket? Is that not a place?
Well, yeah, they were scooping up the lobsters from the fucking river right there or whatever, or the bay.
Well, but why would they need a truck to? Oh,
It was full of the trash cans. Yeah, they were scooping them up and putting them in the truck.
Got it.
But Ack has a missile launcher,
Yes, he's got a bazooka.
and he shoots it at this little dinghy in the water behind them
Right.
to distract them so that
And they
Hoops can steal their
the
truck, which they take to the Beckersteads
Of course,
pool.
right.
And at first I wrote, fill it with lobsters. No. They put 25 lobsters.
Right,
in the
they don't
bottom of
fill it
this
with.
pool.
It gets to the point where they don't even notice that there's anything going on in their pool.
No.
When he comes in later to do his laps,
So yeah, Teddy and Cookie go out to the pool so he can do
He,
his
like,
laps.
does a little snap, like, come here and give me a little smooch.
She didn't have. I'm surprised they didn't bring the animal crackers up again though.
Right?
Like, she didn't
was,
always have a
like,
little
have
box.
a little animal cracker to like lure him where she needs him to go.
And he's trying to talk her. He gets in and he's trying to talk her into getting in. And when he gets his first little pinch,
Oh,
what?
what a terrible lobster life. They put him in a chlorinated pool.
I know that's not gonna last long.
I mean, like, first of all,
But they did get to pinch the shit out of Teddy and Cookie.
pincer attack.
So both Teddy and Cookie get, because he yanks
pulls
her
her
in
in,
trying to
yes, of
get
course.
out. And
Of
the Stork
course.
brothers are hiding behind a tree laughing.
Right.
And they run off with like lobsters attached to their butts, whatever.
Well, do they not take Dad's Jag? Is this where they take Dad's Jag?
Well, the car they end up with is
Well,
Teddy.
yes,
so they
of
had
course,
taken
but I
Dad's
feel like-
car earlier. Like
Oh,
they
that
came to
was
pick
earlier.
up Dad's car, but I don't
was
think that
earlier.
even comes up
Not,
again.
Not again. So now we're down at Cassandra's show and people are there and they're partying.
Don't look back, baby. Don't look back. And I feel like
She's
that's
wearing,
really
like,
Demi
a quilted
singing.
couch. It sounds like her.
Yeah, it sounds like her.
I would be surprised to learn if it wasn't Kim.
but
Is
it's
that
just
really
the
her?
same song that she sang
Right,
at the
like,
last
you just
gig.
do not ever want to look back when it comes to Demi Moore.
Don't look back,
She
baby.
can't-
Don't look back.
She cannot look back over those shoulder pads because
No.
she's wearing a couch.
Yes.
She wore a couch blazer.
And
to
now
the gig.
Egg has his hair all in a pompadour.
He's wearing a wig. He comes down dressed as I don't know what.
Elvis
I don't know what.
Costello. I don't know what he's dressed
a
as.
little bit.
That is her singing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. It sounds like her.
And Hoops is working the door with Boscoe.
He's making all the
Squid's out
munchie.
there dancing with Clay.
Yeah.
And the Beckersteads show up and are about to start some shit, but
Why?
Gramps is there.
Yes.
Gramps is there partying.
He's having a good fucking time.
and they're like, fuck. we can't do
rolling
shit.
around.
So Cassandra gets the money, well, half the money. She gets half the money. She goes to the bank the next day to pay. But the banker's like, sorry, like they
Right?
bought your mortgage. The
And
banker
she was
says,
like, I
"Bought
had
your
until
mortgage."
today. And he's like, well, they're very wealthy.
And we were as lenient as we could be for as long as we could be.
So sorry.
So Hoops and the gang come up right as Beckerstead is putting up his fucking lobster log
They're
or
like,
whatever,
"What
his
the fuck?"
estate sign.
The Lobster Log, future site of the Lobster Log, as all these people, like they barely ever, like they mention it, but they barely ever touch on the fact that this grandfather's house also houses other old people.
Right. They mention it very much in passing, but
Right.
like the grandpa had let other
Friends
seniors
or whatever,
move into
but
this
like,
house.
Yeah, like they're not going to have anywhere to go. So that's why this is so important.
Right. It's not just an empty house.
Right.
That was
No,
grandpa's
like
old
this is,
house. Like
these
old
are
people
people's
live there.
homes. Yeah.
Which you don't ever see any of them.
No,
They're
you
not
never
part
do.
of this. It's
No,
not-
it's not even like
none
like
of
I
their
said,
kids come up with
it's
any money to help them
vaguely
live.
mentioned.
Yeah.
And no one ever. Well, that's why they ended up there at Grandpa's house.
Because their family don't care.
They don't care.
So Beckerstead kicks Boscoe.
What the fuck?
And Squid finally says the one word she says, which is Boscoe.
Boscoe!
So cut to them at the vet where a dog is pushing a cat in a wheelchair.
I
in his little doctor
know.
outfit.
What?
It's like pushing this little cat.
What? That's what I love about this shit. These weird, little background.
Yeah, there's a lot of little.
It's
In
just-
fact, if I had not been taking notes, I bet there's
Right,
a
I'm
lot
sure.
more
I
little
should have just
background
watched it again.
detail.
In fact, I might.
Yeah, just
I
to
might.
see. You got to at least see the taxidermy head. It's right in the beginning.
Because I missed that entirely. But I do remember going to the video store and this being a cover that stood out. Mm-hmm. With the
'Cause I had the
sun
sun
and
with the
whatever,
sunglasses. Yeah.
Which makes you think Jack Nicholson is in this movie.
Yes. Why? I also, yes. The sun looks like Jack
It
Nicholson.
It does.
A lot with the shades. Mm-hmm. Are
It
you
also
kidding me?
reminds me of what was the baseball movie with
Major League.
Yeah,
Yes,
reminds me of
because
that.
it had
The
the Mohawk baseball.
whatever,
Yes.
with the shades.
Yep.
See, it
So
was a big year for that. It was a big decade for that kind of thing.
Hoops is hyping them up to fight the Beckersteads. They're all ready to give up, and he's like, "No,
He's
no, no,
like, no, we can't give up.
We just need
have
a
to-"
plan." And acts like
A plan?
"Oh, without a plan, there's no attack.
I
With no
know.
attack, there's no victory. I've
right.
got a plan."
All he needs is something to fight for.
Yes.
Like he doesn't just randomly want to attack people.
No, he's like, "You know what? The regatta."
That's our in.
And they're like,
they're
"But Teddy wins every year."
I know, and we don't have a boat.
But guess what happens if he doesn't win? His grandpa takes away everything him and his father own,
So if we get the trophy, he'll trade for the house.
which everyone would know he
guess.
didn't win. So like, I don't know how just having the
As long
trophy
as
would
he had the
convince
trophy.
grandpa.
Well, have you seen Grandpa?
But so they have no boat, and then Axe smiles like this little sly smile.
I almost wonder, why couldn't they just go to Grandpa? He seemed cool.
Grandpa seemed like he really did not want to
And
give
then-
these people money anymore. And like, I would be happy to sponsor a fucking nice young
Right?
group of lads
Look at
who
these
want to
nice
do a nice
people.
thing. Yes.
There's people actually taking care of these old people instead of just him allowed to roam freely in his wheelchair.
And I don't know where Ack got this boat that had clearly been sunken.
Was it the?
It was just like a
was
fully
it the
wet-
thing that the foam dolphin was on in the beginning?
Oh.
I feel like it was on top of.
I don't
like,
know.
Well, also, this is the same storyline as Summer Rental at the end.
Right?
Because they also have a regatta. I also feel like it's Nantucket, and they have to win in order to keep some sort of the summer rental,
Maybe
I
next
believe.
summer.
And also, they take a seafood restaurant that is a boat and make it seaworthy again so that they can
So they've
win
incorporated
the regatta.
several things into
Right,
this.
they did. It was like kind of it's like how just as much as that it's like Better Off Dead, it's also
Yeah.
very much like the second half is Summer Rental.
So they pull out this boat that's full of holes with like
Yes.
fish flopping out of
Florida.
it.
Florida?
Yeah, summer rental.
Was Florida.
Was in Florida? Oh.
Gulf Coast resort town in Florida.
Ew.
So cue
wonder
the
if they
ship
filmed it,
fixing
though. It's possible.
ship fixing montage.
Fishing.
Montage.
Right.
And so they fix the boat, they sand
Yes.
it, they paint it, they patch it, whatever.
All of the things. They're doing all of the things.
And now it's time to christen the boat. And George brings what looks like a bottle of wine.
But it's like a tiny
It's
bottle
a tiny
of Cuervo.
tequila. Yes.
And when Cassandra goes to,
Do the honors.
she puts a hole right through the hole. Oh, we'll patch that up.
And the Stork's got something for Hoops, a Viking helmet for the captain. And he's like,
what?
"No,
I'm not
no,
getting
no,
on
no.
the boat.
I'm not even going to
you
be there."
know this.
They're like, "What? No, we voted. You're the man for the job."
You have to be. I do love a Viking helmet, though. And a Longenhulden.
So he walks off to sulk, and Cassandra goes after him and finds out, like, "Oh, you had a bad experience on a
You
boat.
just haven't had the right experience
How about
on
if
a
we
boat.
bang on a motherfucking
Well,
boat,
on
bitch?
somebody's boat?
Just some random person's boat?"
That's what happens all the time, I bet.
So yeah, so now back at the Stork's garage, they're looking at the engine for this boat, and it's like it's not great. Like we just
Right,
it's
like we need a
weak-ass
good
engine.
one, whatever. And then Clay brings
Teddy's Ferrari.
and he's crying. He's got a bloody nose.
And he's
Did he hit you?
Oh, and he goes into a rage, and the chainsaw comes out.
And they close the doors. They're like, oh,
They're like, "Oh
shit.
fuck, he's losing
There
his
go
mind."
Egg. There go Egg.
So now it's regatta time, and Hoops is feeling fine.
Yes,
he
he's-
has no problem with being on a boat
He's
now.
had the correct experience on a boat. He's there. They're everybody around the world dancing.
They've got like
in the
matching bowling league shirts on.
Well, everybody has matching outfits. Was not.
Well, yeah,
like,
but theirs had bowling pins on the back.
that wasn't even their names because I saw
No.
later when George got off the boat that was his name was not George on
No.
his shirt.
And they've got their Odie plushie tied to the front
That fucking Teddy comes over. Is it Teddy
and cuts
or
the
Ty?
tongue off of.
Why?
Fucking ridiculous.
Why? Poor Odie. What did Odie do?
I know.
What did Odie
And they like
do?
the Teddy's team like flips them off and spits on them. Fucking gross.
Dicks.
And yeah, he for some reason has scissors on the boat and decides to cut the tongue off Odie.
Gross.
And feeds it to Ty, Jeremy Piven, who just
and he
eats it.
like he's the fucked up dog. Is he the fucked up dog of their
Yes.
crew? That's your
Yes.
man.
So the announcer reads the rules of the race. They shoot. They start with rowing. They got to row. And George gets Egg to row faster by telling him there's like a wrestling match on in an hour, and he's like betting
that
his
he's gotta
favorite's
get there,
going to lose or whatever.
Right, and then they also piss off Egg to like row like a madman.
That's what I said.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah. He
I
says
fucking-
something about like he's talking shit about his favorite wrestler and saying
no.
like this match is going to be on in an hour and you're going to miss it
Okay.
basically.
You're-
And so he
it's
just starts
Wapner.
fucking rowing all fast.
10 minutes to Wapner.
Wapner. And so now they get to the raise the sails marker.
Right.
And there's this like bed sheets and there's a what's the matter you
Yes!
Bullwinkle sheet in there.
I did notice George wearing earlier a Rocky shirt. And
I
then
didn't
when I
notice
saw
that.
later, I was like, "Oh shit,
They
what's
got
the
Rocky
matter you?"
and Bullwinkle.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. I love Rocky and Bullwinkle. I love Rocky and Bullwinkle so much.
And so because they're keeping up, surprise, Dad Beckerstead is hiding in their boat.
fuck,
Teddy did
with
not even know he was
No,
there.
he's just been down there the whole time with his fucking crossbow.
And he wants to cheat. And Teddy's like, no, I
I
don't
can
need you to
win.
fucking do this. I can win on my own.
Right, like, did you see my fucking boat? They got this fucking ragtag coat of many colors
Right?
boat.
But he shoots the halyard with his crossbow and snaps it. And at first they're like, what the fuck?
fuck
What
happened?
snapped the halyard? And then they find the arrow.
It's that fucking asshole over there.
And this is where Hoops finally earns his nickname.
He was like last ditch effort, like Hail Mary.
He ties a weight to the end of this rope.
and he like makes a tiny hoop.
in one shot.
I know, like they could have tried that for a minute, but they were like
Nope.
losing ground because they're not moving now.
He shocks even himself.
Wow.
And they're back in the race. Mm-hmm. And there's still one guy even ahead of Teddy, but they go fuck their shit up
Well,
too.
that's what the dad's like. We got to go fuck with the Australian
Well, no,
team.
first the Ty fucks this guy up. He like shoves something like a stick over and it like knocks their sail around and knocks somebody overboard.
Oh, right. And they're
And
like,
he
oh
knocks,
shit,
they
man,
knock him
overboard.
the fuck out. He's like unconscious in the
Right,
water and they
and,
just
like,
keep going.
Hoops and everybody are like, oh, we got to like stop and save this guy. But Ack Ack is
He's
right
in-
on
he's
top
on
of
it.
it, Rose.
He jumps in.
He's
he
been
saves the
trained for this
dude.
shit. He's like, I got him. You guys go.
Yeah, he lets
I'll
them
swim
go.
his ass back to shore.
And the overboard guy's ship comes back and is like picks them up.
Right. They end up on that one.
And now Hoops catches up to Teddy. And then Dad gets up with the crossbow again, and Ted's arguing with him again, like, "What the fuck?
I can do this. Like,
He's
why
like, no,
do you have
the
to do
only
it?
way to win is
to cheat.
But the rabid dolphin
Oh,
from
shit.
Foam 2 knocks into their boat just in time and
I
knocks
know.
Dad into the
For
water.
a second, I was like, holy shit, that thing is real.
Yeah, I know. I was like, is it a real fucking rabid dolphin? What happened?
But no, inside it's Squid.
Squid.
Well, because she came back for revenge because he kicked
Her
fucked
dog.
up dog.
So she has the mechanical dolphin eats him.
Right.
His legs are hanging out while he yells.
You could see the like foam
Yes.
coming out of like the little tooth holes in the mouth. I love the jaw vision.
Yes,
Where
from
you could see
inside
in
the
his
mouth.
little legs, like, oh, I'm gonna fucking get you.
So Teddy leaves his dad. He's like, fuck this. Like,
Right,
fuck
like
him.
I'm not. Yeah, fuck him. I'm done.
And now they reach the start engines marker.
Oh,
so of
well, you're
course
not.
Ted's in the lead. He's like,
You are not gonna fucking win now.
no, he's got the best engine on the block.
Sure
except
do.
when it's time to hit the engine button in Hoop's ship, they all put on fucking military
They're
helmets.
like, you have a lawnmower on the back of your whatever.
But
And
they're
he's like,
like-
I'm gonna blow the hatch
and
now.
they fucking hit the fire button and the whole back of their ship blows off. And the back half of Teddy's Ferrari.
He's like, what do you have in there? He's like, it's the Culerdo.
yeah, he's like, it's my car, the
Kool-Aider.
Kool-Aider.
And they run by flipping him off.
And they win.
Yeah, of course they do. And Cookie is up there lurking.
Waiting, and thank God, instead
George
of there
comes
being a
and
weird
swoops her.
moment where Hoops goes to Cookie first. No.
No,
He
no.
goes straight to
Job's-
Cassandra.
Yes.
They kiss, they celebrate.
And Boscoe had puppies?
when? At the
I
vet?
don't know. Is that what
How
they
long has he
discovered?
been at the fucking vet?
The vet, like the dog was so fucked up, but he was just pregnant the whole time.
Bosco is
and they
Bosca.
realized
Bosquet.
Boscalina.
But yeah, and all these little puppies that already have cones on their necks
I
at like
know.
2
They
days
were born
old.
that way.
They came out with cones.
They got cones on
Ouch.
them, baby. They were born this way.
Oh my God. And George is the only one left alone. And he goes to Cookie and he's like,
Hey, why don't we
quit
stop
playing these
messing
games?
Yeah, playing these games.
and she's like, all right.
ooh.
She's
She's
getting her
into
some
it.
Murray.
I know. And like Ack Ack's dad,
Comes back like,
I heard you're a hero and like all this stuff. And he's okay with that?
I guess.
All right. I mean,
He
I guess
needs a
that's
place
your
to
dad.
live.
He's all, come on home. Like, that's all it took?
Yeah.
Does he still have to join the military?
No,
Can he join
probably
the
not.
Coast Guard, perhaps?
And he goes, do I have to give back the bazooka? Well, let's talk about it over hot chocolate.
He did enjoy it. Like that, like I'm saying, he just needed something right to fight
Yes. So Hoops goes over and offers Teddy the trophy for the house, and he's like about to just snatch it out of his hand, but
Right,
Grandpa's
but-
right there.
for. Nope, he's already there. That's what I'm saying. They should just talk to him first.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't giving you a fucking
Yeah,
dime.
like you suck.
This is the real investment.
Friends.
Friendship.
Friend. Oh, that's what they were on. They were on the friendship.
Yes, they were.
That's what they should have called it instead of the boat. They should have called it the friendship.
And Grandpa gives her house back and drags Teddy off by his ear.
Yes,
And they kiss.
of course.
And now animated sequence to close.
the fuzzy bunnies with the stiff nipples did not win.
No, the blind Cupid finally finds the rhino.
He
This
found
love story lasted all summer
It was
long.
the end of summer. Was her show not August 1st?
Oh, I don't remember what the date was.
I feel like I saw
So
on her
all
typed-
summer long was like 3 more days.
Right. It was the end of
And that
summer,
was
and
it.
like they never saw each other again after that.
And then Uncle Frank, back to Uncle Frank.
He
Finally
finally
calls
hears
in on
the
time.
jingle and wins, and he's so excited.
That he rips the phone cord right out of the wall.
So now we got to take the second caller.
So he launches the bazooka into Rich Little's DJ booth.
That he manages to escape.
But yeah, he rolls down a sand dune and the Stork
And-
brothers see this explosion and are like,
Right.
get your marshmallows. And go running up. They're far. They're parked far from
know,
this
like, I don't-
explosion. Like a half a
They
mile
had to
away,
be
they're going to run up with
legally-
their marshmallow sticks.
Legally, they must be.
But I love the Stork brothers.
I do. I love me some Bobcat.
Oh, yeah. And he's
I
still out there.
love-
He's not
I
doing
know.
the voice anymore.
No,
Because
because
he
that
doesn't
was
need
not
to.
a thing.
But he's still out there doing stand-up, making
I always really
movies.
thought that he struggled to speak.
But no, he just did that,
No,
and then
it's just a
people liked it
character he
so
did.
much they were like,
I
he was
know,
like,
he
fuck
kinda,
no,
like,
And then he was like,
Stop
this is
shit.
exhausting. I'm
I'm
gonna
sure
stop.
it is.
I
It seems
can't
like it
imagine.
is.
But remember when he first started talking with his actual voice?
And
It
you're like,
was
what the fuck is
weird.
that? Did he get a
Did you go to
lobotomy?
speech therapy? What's going on?
He get electroshock therapy?
What did they do to
What did they do to Bobcat?
So yeah, all this movie doomed me to do was confuse it with Better Off.
Yes.
We got a boat race or a ski race.
And
We got
summer
John
rental.
Cusack and John Cusack.
Well,
we got
that too.
animated and animated.
Booger.
Booger and Booger.
He's always Booger to me. I know it's on his name, but he's always
And
Booger
you know what?
to me.
I feel like Revenge of the Nerds is not even on our list, even though it probably
I know.
should be.
I feel like it goes back and forth, and I feel like there's kind of a lot of things to talk about in Revenge
There
of the
is.
Nerds, and maybe we should just do it.
we should probably just
We
do
should
it.
probably just do it.
We're gonna have like Nerdvember next year,
Ooh.
or maybe this
we
year.
could do it
We
this
haven't
year.
we haven't
No,
filled out
haven't.
November.
We could do Nerdvember. I like that.
All right.
I like that.
We'll
Hey, there's a
we'll
little
talk about
preview.
that.
We just had a business meeting.
New quarter.
New quarterly business.
No Dan Hedaya, but
well, he
new
was
quarter
just
business.
here.
The two bunnies that get blown up in that
It was
animation.
Siskel and Ebert,
Yeah,
right?
because they didn't like Better Off Dead.
Well,
so,
Oh,
yeah.
So he made them
nice. So
made them
yeah,
blow up.
send us a message.
Do it.
702-720-DOOM. Text message, voice message. It was
Send
just
us an
we're
animation.
recording on our 4th anniversary today. We did get a text from Fort Calling Ken's wishing us a
Yes.
happy anniversary. We are also terrible about announcing the fact that it was,
Also, that
Our
we
anniversary.
did a 200 episode
Yeah.
extravagance.
and that was it. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Doom Generation. Get the This Month in Doom where we're
Yup.
watching new shit and talking about it.
Current.
And until next week.
We'll talk at you next time.
Later, Doomers.